And we're recording.
Bring Occupy Tucson a little help. We support their cause, and we're going to find out what it is. Water and some snackies to help you guys out. You guys hungry?
Oh my God, it's cars.
Okay, here's some water. I don't know who needs it, you know, but whoever needs a little water.
Wait, is this for the occupiers?
This is for the occupiers. Are you occupiers?
Yes, I am.
We're here to help support you, man. We're not down here to support you. Thank you very much. We're going to put you on YouTube. We're going to interview some people, get the story, and the media's not covering it.
Thank you for recognizing that.
Well, I worked at Access Tucson for 15 years and got laid off. So
Excuse me.
This on my government. We're not supporting localism and shit. So, you know, it's kind of way too okay, we're not small guy anymore. Little hope in this too. I don't have hygiene in, but it's some of my get the mood going, you know. When you got that little. You are welcome.
Yes, I will say this is just one of our many sets we have here.
Okay.
Stick them up.
If you don't mind, I'll take your picture real quick.
Just, oh, of course.
Just want to do a little collage of all the different diversity of the people. Exactly. Freedom of speech, and I'm behind you 100%, man. We need to get the word out that we're peaceful and we're mad. We need to listen, you know? Enough's enough.
When I ask anybody why they're here, I say, so what pissed you off about you? Because nobody's here because they were happy with their life.
No, not everybody has the same reasons. I mean, we're America. We better not have the same reasons.
That's one thing that's very important to know about.
I may not agree with your reason, but I'll support you because you have a right to think that way, you know?
The fact that you're going out and trying to attempt it is admirable why it's
exactly. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody, anything goes in my mind, you know?
Would you like to tour around, or would you just like to go out?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
You got some nice, a lot of nice tents and.
Oh, yes, which we've already
Oh, right.
But it also had a very nice secondary.
What part of town are we in, guys?
We're in downtown Tucson.
Downtown too. Armory Park, right?
Armory Park. So you can even look at the skyline right up over there.
That's exactly. Do that for a
I read somewhere that you guys might be planning on moving to Philadelphia statue. That went out. I hope it does. That's what we're talking about. I mean, some people's ankle comes out. Oh, that's understandable.
That doesn't surprise me. We don't treat them any different. They're part of an IR% like us.
Right.
Some leave angry, some leave frustrated. You're so welcome to right here. That's where welcome to.
Hi,
Sweetie.
Mind if I take a picture?
Was I given?
Pardon me.
Yeah?
It was this my girlfriend Mouse.
Marty, nice to meet you, Mouse. I love that. That's beautiful.
But yes, to our left is our kitchen and our IT tent. This is our IT tent, and that over there is the kitchen.
An IT tent. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Which we use to get on all social media and just disseminate information. As you see all our boards. Our kitchen is the heart of the entire movement. I'm not going to lie. Food is freely given and freely taken. As are the model of society we hope to build.
Right, right. Amen to that. Now, I got a question as far as more national cooperation, because there are other occupations going on at the moment. And it seems to me a lot of it, what's the word I'm trying to come up with? Inspired by the one on Wall Street. So, is there like a single page people can go to and then get to hear, so that they can actually see how the movement itself is growing, not just here in Tucson, but yeah, because I think that's really important too. You know,
I must stress that there's the important nature of the organization so far is that it's completely unorganized. We're slowly getting that stuff established. Right now, we have a live stream that we feed directly to one website that apparently has live streams from all over, or from Occupies all over the nation and internationally.
Right.
Like, we've heard from Occupy Toronto, I believe, as well as. I thought there was one in Mexico. I can't recall, but
right.
We reach out to them in that way, and that's probably about as central as we get.
Right.
The social media is probably the best way to be going out. So Twitter, Facebook, Twitter especially, because we get all our little concerns out basically there.
Right.
I'm on there for 4 or 5 hours every night. Twitter and Facebook.
I believe
Are you really?
stuff like that is very.
Where, if someone were interested in finding out more, who's not currently involved, where would you send them online?
And for Occupy Tucson or the Occupy movement?
For both.
For Occupy Tucson, we have occupytucson.org. And we post very important information there in little teeny bits. I would recommend the Twitter, as just at Occupy Tucson. I think that's it. I don't remember off the top of my head.
All you have to do is do a search. It just pops up.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Google it.
Sure.
Like for the general movement altogether, that's gonna be a little rougher.
Because again, it's not necessarily an organized thing.
Yes. I'd say Twitter is probably your best resort.
As far as getting status updates, sure.
And probably news as well, because I don't know of any national group that's in there keeping track of all this.
No, but I would imagine at some point in the not too distant future, if nothing else, the media will organize the whole vibe of what's going on, not just here in Tucson, but in Wall Street, but like you said, Mexico, Toronto, and other parts of the world. So.
Oh yeah, and I honestly hope to, because I'm not gonna lie, it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, kind of hard not to be presently.
There's the feeling of brotherhood is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the thing that's most impressive about here, is that it's just the feeling of being. Everybody here treats everybody like equals. We're all brothers and sisters, and we're all working hard to fix the country.
Yeah.
As we all self-actually. I don't want to sound like a cult.
No, and for sure there are going to be those who hear this and think similar and pigeonhole everybody involved into that. But that's why I'm kind of personally interested in the fact that it is happening independently around the world, but it's happening around the same time. I mean, there's a message there. There's a huge message there, I feel. It's
there's already one thought that was put out there, especially during the council meeting, that we are supposedly Nazis.
Oh yes, they said that apparently the Nazi Party endorses. I don't know if they do, but the idea of it's hilarious, because I can assure you that there's not very many shit
I haven't seen any yet, so
no swastikas, nothing like that. We're kind of peaceful, and we kind of believe in equality, and I don't remember the Nazis doing that.
No, I don't either. Yeah.
On top of that, we have people of every nationality here.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus the other thing, because of the, you see that I have a kind of thing going over my face. I usually have a hat.
They call it a scarf.
Yeah, a scarf.
There you go.
A scarf over my face. usually I'm wearing a hat on top of my head, and it almost completely hides my face.
Gotcha.
Even with sunglasses. And people know it as a sort of a mask, and people are saying that we are something like terrorists and freak shows, to be honest.
It's just to help hide the identity.
Yeah.
We do have lives outside of this, and there's some employers that wouldn't be so happy if they found out that their most trusted employee also happens to be a, in their words, flag burning hippie.
Well, okay, so like it's been argued that it's human nature to fear the unknown, and I think masks and camouflage and anonymity in general kind of call that out in certain types of people. But it seems pretty interesting. So would you say that certainly you're not doing it to be a terrorist?
Oh,
definitely.
Right.
Definitely not.
But there is something behind the anonymity.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about, perhaps it's not just about you, it's not just about me.
No.
It's about, I'm a human being. It doesn't matter what I look like.
No,
You
okay.
know,
I would say, in fact, that's probably the main thrust of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've ever heard of them, Anonymous. They're very
Yes.
famous on online.
Yes.
Starting out in 4chan of all places, but they participate quite well with us. There's quite a few of them walking around. They're great people. They're some of our most vocal supporters and vocal activists. I respect them very dearly, and they are known for hiding their faces. I don't blame them. The stuff they do, they kind of need to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, plus, regardless of what gets people's attention, it does get people's attention. Or of why it gets people's attention, it does get people's attention.
You know,
And
and you see the outfit that I'm wearing. I have a blue scarf with a yellow flashlight on my scarf, and then I have this whole outfit going. It does catch people's attention, especially when I'm wearing a scarf over my face.
right.
And like I have Occupy Tucson stuck somewhere here.
Yeah, right there.
Right
Lovely. I
And,
gotta tell you.
and it's gonna catch people's attention, but I am gonna stay anonymous. And it's the fact that I do have a life outside of this. It's not the kind of life a lot of people would expect. I am homeless and have been since March of this year. And but this whole thing right here, it's none of anybody's business who I am on the camera.
Right.
And it's nobody's business about, especially if they're going to be so negative about this whole movement, who I am.
Regardless of whether you're
Yeah.
anonymous or not, there is going to be a lot of negativity.
Yeah,
Sure.
and you know, how I have this scarf, people have already called me like a freak show and a terrorist looking person. I mean, I'm only what? 5 foot and 89 pounds. What less can I do?
Let's just take another perspective here real quick, just to hit that home. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's just scary all over the place. You know, I mean, come on. Yeah.
And I was wondering if you're gonna put this online.
We're looking to put this on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah,
Well-
if we've got it clear through everybody, we want to make sure the word gets out.
Can I
So,
say something to the anonymous?
say it.
Well, I actually respect you people. You guys are awesome. And we're actually trying here in Occupy Tucson, and as you can see, the tents are actually going up. The numbers of the tents are going up. And
Yeah, there was like 10 or 15 here the first night, and now it's, I mean, check this out, people. This is fantastic, and this is just Tucson,
Exactly.
Municipality that's under a million, and we've got some serious representation out here.
And
So
of course. And I support you anonymous people all the way. I am with you guys all the way. In fact, I am planning sometime soon if my boyfriend here would go, to hit Occupy Wall Street. I definitely want to become a part of that. I've seen the videos, the brutality, everything.
wouldn't it be amazing? It would be quite an undertaking if everybody interested were just to drop what they were doing and
Exactly.
march from wherever they were all the way to Wall Street, and then maybe, on the way back to DC and say, hey, we were just up at Wall Street,
And in fact,
That'd be one of the most interesting episodes of American history.
It would be, yeah.
And
I
actually,
agree.
I know how to get around by myself. I hop trains for, just travel. And in fact, if I wanted to, I could go from coast to coast, hitting every Occupy and let people know, wake up, America.
Amen. Amen to that.
Would you like to finish our tour?
I would love to finish the tour.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're
Because
welcome.
you did in fact get to see the IT tent and mostly the food from far away, but
Yeah, let's look a little closer while we're going this way. Let's check out just what you've got going for the IT here.
Alright, this is the information proposal for everybody that's just walking up right here. We usually direct people here if we need to say, you need some literature, this is it. But I always recommend, first and foremost, the best way to get to know the occupational limits isn't to read, but to go out and talk to the people. It's done everybody that's done so a lot of good. I only see true understanding of the movement come when they come out here and feel the vibes, see what's going on, and hear the stories of people involved, because we have every kind of person in the world here. Everybody from the lowest day laborer to the homeless to the richest and brightest lawyer. And depending on the time of the day, our IT team over there has anywhere from 2 to 6 computers, and they're on every single social media service, making sure everything's going smoothly. And getting the word out. If we say our kitchen runs out of ice or something, as we usually get it out, we have a hard time stopping the donations. The community support is overwhelming.
Yeah, well, there's part of the message in itself that you've got such a broad community support. Even the local media seems to
Recognize that?
be biased in a positive way towards that. I was watching the news last night, and for those who aren't here, it's kind of like, so what are the cops going to do now? What are they going to do next? And having lived in Tucson myself for almost 30 years, I'm kind of grateful that we actually don't have the kind of reactionary response that we have seen on, like, Wall Street, for instance, in Phoenix. I just came back from there after living up there for 5 years. So, but they're feeling it just as badly, if not worse, up there. Especially the Chicano population. Big time. But it's also encouraging to see. Right before I left, there's been a growing movement, very similar to this.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's kind of scary because there are certain people in the Republican Party, for instance, who would just as soon see it as something, if not terroristic in nature, definitely. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Interrupting,
just breaking the flow.
Breaking the flow of things, right, yeah, exactly. Why aren't you out looking for a job instead of spending your time protesting? Well, guess what? We're all here because we've already been spending 2 years now looking for work, so.
As myself. I was out of work for 2.5 years before I got a short job before this started up. And honestly, even though that job was holding my life together, I quit to spend my entire time here.
Yeah, amen to that.
We'll continue on to the kitchen.
Let's take a look at the kitchen here. It's starting to get dark.
It's slowly grown more and more organized. We started it with like 3 tables with just stuff piled on. We've grown in complexity and that's organization part of it. We have a big old tent back there that holds all of our meats.
Where's the tank?
That big tent right back there.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay.
It holds our fruit, all of our bread, stuff like that we don't want bugs getting on.
Right.
We have every sort of snack you can imagine out here, and a pumpkin to celebrate Halloween.
Wow.
Because a lot of people here do plan on celebrating Halloween, but then we'll stop.
Well, there's another question. Do you think there are going to be people here looking to celebrate Thanksgiving? And how long do you?
Oh, I definitely will plan. We'll spend Thanksgiving here. Probably have a turkey dinner. I hope.
Right.
For Halloween, I do plan to come dressed up. We're going to be the guy from Minecraft. If anybody's ever played that game.
Love that game. I'm going to get in front of you because we get a little bit better light here. There we go.
And this is the remains of our dinner being handed out. We feed everybody that comes up and asks, homeless or not, or Occupy or not. If even the most raging Nazi in the world decided to come up and ask us for food, we wouldn't turn them away.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So, what can people like myself who aren't actively occupying at the moment do to help support the effort?
You don't have to be here and occupy all night. You can just come by, say hi, shake hands, say thank you. That gets morale way up. It's driving by and honking. It just makes people happy. If you want to donate physically in any way, we accept monetary donations.
Okay.
Food donations is king because most of our money goes to food anyway.
Right. Amen.
Let's see. Those are pretty much the main avenues, I'd say.
Excellent. Let me pause for a second here. We'll make do.
Another thing I might add, we've never eaten poorly. Not yet. I've not had one night where we've eaten something that I was like, wow, that was really demoralizing. We always eat well.
This is working out great. There's enough light in the background. Everybody is now anonymous. I've got you all in silhouette here on the current setting, so this works great. Should have come a little bit later. That would have been awesome.
All the food here's been great too. I mean, we've never had anything that was like weird or something that didn't taste right.
Right. Well, again, that's another sign of support, from the community as far as, everyone's out here risking jail time and other civil violations. Why not?
I'd also say
but
we get all kinds.
It's not just and you're not just doing it for you. That I thank you too. It's for all of us.
Are you feeding for two people?
Shut up!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you didn't tell everyone yet.
Little secret. But yeah, I'd say those are pretty much main areas. It's later on in the evening, so we don't have all of our work groups available to show off. But we'll
come back. We'll definitely come back earlier. We had some things to do today, but we've been wanting to get out here, and we will continue to come out here, and we will get this online as well. We'll upload what we can. Now the Occupy Tucson, that's .com.org, I forget. .org. Does that have a place to display video and things of that nature yet, or no?
We display videos off YouTube, honestly.
Right, or Facebook. So sure.
Incredibly basic site, but if I would recommend anything that you should want to see last, I'd recommend seeing our GA tonight at 6. That's held up there on this stage, and that's where we decide all of our policy because we do practice direct democracy here. Those we all vote, those that propose and decide upon things by getting a generally unanimous vote. We don't go to get everybody perfectly happy with it. We go with it so everybody can live with the decision.
Kevin,
Yes.
any way to get the iris up?
No, I don't
We're all
think
in
so.
shadow right now.
That's all right.
Okay, that's good.
That's what we can do.
Yeah, all right.
So we got audio.
So they've got a general assembly at 6. What time is it?
If you guys would like to see it.
Or what we'd probably, I don't know if we can stay for the whole thing, maybe, but like to see everybody attend just to show that, hey, we're not just here hanging around. We're here. We're actually here working.
Hey,
Yeah,
You know.
I'm gonna go roll a few cigarettes for some people real quick. At
Okay.
The bar, and
All right. Sounds good. I'm gonna go get the.
pet food for some pet owners.
All right.
So maybe we'll hit Food City real quick. Need some bread,
Okay. Some bread, some pet food, and
cheapy pet food.
yeah. Right. Well, do what we can, right?
Anything is a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay.
still, thank you for the interview and the chance to explain.
Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting both of you, and you'll be seeing us again.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
I'm gonna go get an establishing shot. I'll be right there. He wants like to put credits up. He wants like to pan up from the whole thing. So I think silhouette with the sun setting. Good. You're not going to be able to see. No, I did not, sir. You're on video. How's that?
How's it going?
It's going good. Everyone's in silhouette because the light's behind them. So
All right.
everyone, whether they want to be or not, is anonymous at the moment.
Sweet.
How long you been here?
I've been here for a week and a half now.
Wow, honest. You out of work as a lot of people are, or
Well, I
you
work
have
during
to
the
give
day.
up?
I
Okay.
work during the day.
And you come and occupy
I
at?
come occupy at night, but when my days are off, which I had the past 3 days off, I've been here all day, every day. And
Rocking.
let me tell you, man, I have never felt so good in my life, but tired at the same time. I feel like I'm just feeling like young, and I feel like this applies to me when it comes to the jobs and the money, because I have none of it.
Right.
So I completely, 100% feel like this is my obligation to do this. And if nothing happens, at least that I can say I tried, and so can they. And I just want to say hi, Mom. I love you. And I hope that this gives you a job. I'm just playing.
No.
I'm really happy with what happened here. I just can't believe it. And I would never have done something like this until somebody had done it. And I think that is so cool, because now it gives me the courage to stand up to the police, stand up to the people.
I was just about to ask you. So you're not necessarily so worried about what might happen should they decide to,
Well, I have respect for the police.
Sure. All right.
If they come at me like disrespectful or whatnot, I'm going to tell them straight up, listen, this is disrespectful the way you're coming at me, and no, you don't have the right to search me. No, I will not give you my ID. And if they have any problems with that, they can arrest me and they can take it up in court.
Right. You're prepared for that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Hopefully it will never come to that. I'm hoping enough people will wake up that they all come down here.
Is very mixed up and unorganized, but that's the way it is when you're at these kinds of things. You're not sure exactly what the right thing to say or do is, but you do what's right, and you go with it. And then after everything is said and done, you say, you know what? I went with my heart. I did the right thing.
What more can you do?
That's right. What more can you do? And you sleep good at night because you feel like everybody's at home, or the people that are scared to come out here and represent aren't here, and you are. And therefore, when things happen, when things change, you're going to be the first person on the boat. You want to cheese it?
Oh, I think these are the ones we brought. Great, thanks, bro.
All right, man. I'm going to sleep. I am
All
so tired.
Sleep well, man, and thank you. Well, it's about 6 in the evening. Didn't think about how early the sun set this time of year, so I understand you aren't seeing much. We'll be back, but I'm counting at least 40 to 50 tents here after a couple weeks, and the whole thing's amazing. In a moment, we're going to go over to the General Assembly that's forming and check it out and see what these good people have to say. You can't see it, but there's the caller for the assembly.
just like Buddy Holly. Oh, oh, I know Mary Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about
Encore.
All right, here we go, folks. Oh, that's loud. All right, here we go, folks. Before we begin, I am going to do a little informal consensus deal here. I would like to just kind of blast through this GA. There's nothing particularly on the agenda. There's just certain announcements. So let's what process? Yes. I'm actually going to read the whole thing. I'm assuming it's probably going to get tabled until there's more people here. Alright, so first off, if I can get anybody that has work group announcements to stack up over here so that we can get that going as soon as we get done with the initial stuff. Is there anybody that has questions on the hand signs? Just going to go over those real quick in case anybody forgets. If you approve of something, we ask that you do not applaud, you throw your hands up and do the jazz fingers. If you disapprove, give a thumbs down. If you have a point of process, which is not your opinion, it is simply we are not doing something in the correct order, you throw up the triangle. There's point of information, which is, again, not your opinion, it is a matter of fact. In other words, oh, the meeting's at 2 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. Then we have direct response, which is, and that is you wish to reply immediately to the last sentence that whoever is speaking said. Remember that this does skip the entire stack, so it is used only in a very pressing, it's almost a secondary point of information. It is not your chance to rant, your chance to talk about other things. Also, we have the block, which is what we called for in two specific scenarios. The block is used only if you have a moral objection to the way that something's being handled or to an agreement that we're about to come to, and you are so opposed to it that you might in fact leave the movement or leave a working group because of it. And the last one is my personal favorite, is the wrap it up. Somebody's talking too long, give them the old wrap it up, tell them, let's move things along. Alright, next process would be the housekeeping. Housekeeping is the general announcements that we give at every GA. And they're pretty simple, folks. Number one, if you smoke in a group, take it to the back of the group, take it away from other people. Not everybody wants to breathe their secondhand smoke. Second, if you smoke, pick your cigarette butts up and throw them away. I keep finding cigarette butts on the ground. Nobody's offering me a pre-rolled cigarette, yet I keep finding the butts. So, I will take one. Also, gentlemen to a major extent, ladies to a lesser extent, please be aware of other people's personal space. There has been less complaints as of late, but later on last week there were a number of complaints of men particularly who were invading younger women's personal space, doing a little too hands-on, things of that nature. Just be aware that not everybody likes to be touched, and not everybody will tell you that they don't like it when you touch them. Just be aware that that exists, ladies. That exists for you as well, although there were less complaints, so I'm directing it more at the gentlemen. Also, folks, clean up your room. Let's keep the park clean. This is the people's park. We are the people. If you see trash, it is our trash. It's not somebody else's trash. Pick up our trash. Keep our park clean. Don't have... Wow, somebody is really good attention. Don't recognize it. Don't have stuff spilling out of your tent. Keep your tent zipped. Keep the front of your tents nice and clean. Pick up your water bottles. If you have half-drunk water bottles, feel free to deposit them behind the food tent at the little community garden there so that we can use the water in the bottles to water the garden. Yay. On the note of the garden, only because it's a personal thing to me, if somebody removed my giant basil plant that was in the community garden, it was the biggest pot over there, and somebody took it, that was my favorite plant. I would very much like my plant returned to the community garden. I don't know who took it, but it's gone, and it makes me sad. That's it for housekeeping, so we're going to go on to, are there any pressing announcements that need to be said right at this exact moment? There's a whole lot of cooked food that just got delivered. Being a person that eats food, I do consider that a pressing announcement. All right, no other announcements. We're going to move on to work group announcements, and I'm going to pass the mic along.
Hi, I'm Shannon Kane. I'm reporting on the Friends and Family Campout. It's now occurring to me that maybe we should sanitize this mic. Right? Okay. Yeah, and the bullhorn. The bullhorn incidentally smells like cigarettes. Smokers, those of us who like put our faces up there, it's like kissing an ashtray. I'm sorry, I just went way off of process. Thank you. Friends and Family Campout. As we just heard, this is our community. We're going to be inviting lots of other members from the community here on Friday. We will most likely be doubling the size of this camp on Friday. We have 12 families committed. We still have 2 more days. I know a lot of people are coming who haven't committed. So we're going to have a park full of children. I don't know what exactly is going to come of this. It's on us to educate them, to welcome them, to show them our process, to be completely friendly and care for those children. It takes a village. I've had a few concerns about, people have been expressing a lot of concern about what happens at 10:30 with the families. I just want everyone to know that this committee intends to speak to every single one of those parents, every family that's here. Tell them exactly what's going to happen at 10:30. Everyone will be completely educated, and there are peaceful strategies to avoid police citation. We don't have to go into all of them now, but just know, just try if you can, when you hear those fears, to calm them. Say it's going to be fine. Everyone will be completely clear on what's going to happen. I have one more working group announcement. Can I put on a different working group hat? Thank you, Shannon. All right. I don't know if this is a working group, but I just want to report back on a task. I was asked to contact the Tour de Tucson people, and I did. I had a lovely conversation with their public affairs person just half an hour ago, and she said if she wasn't organizing the tour, she would be down here with us. So there is great support and love, it seems to me, over there. There's an institutional thing. They've got to go through their processes to figure it all out, but I expressed our desire to be good community members, to volunteer for what they needed for, to move to the extent that they need us moved. So that conversation is underway, and so far, so good.
This is Ralph from Sanitation. Hey, I strongly urge those guys that use the restroom and the ladies, please close the toilet seats down after you leave the porta-johns. And I appreciate everybody pitching in to clean up the park because we need it. We live here. It's our community. Thank you. Yeah, we need some toilet paper or things like that. So, all right, thank you.
Hey folks, Sam with the March Committee here. We did not have a meeting today. I'm going to hope to organize a meeting tomorrow. I don't have a time yet. I'm going to throw out 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'm not 100% on that right yet. So keep an eye on the board. Maybe I'll put it on the Facebook. Anybody and everybody that would like to come to the March meeting, I think would be great. We could definitely use some new and interesting ideas. I have some ideas of my own that I want to discuss with the folks that are interested in discussing it. So tentative 3 o'clock meeting tomorrow. Alright, hey guys, this is Sam with the facilitators. As you guys may have noticed, I have facilitated more than a few of these here GAs. While I enjoy doing it, it was agreed upon that the facilitators were supposed to be a new person every night. We are now holding daily facilitation meetings, and what we agreed on in the meeting today is that what we're going to do for starting next week probably is have a sign up for the entire week. You pick a time slot that you can commit to, either for the noon GA, which is generally the easier one, or the 6 p.m. GA, and ideally you come the entire week to the facilitator meetings. That way we can really get you trained up, get you ready to do exactly what I'm doing. Believe it or not, folks, it's not that hard. We also, that way, even after you facilitate, you can come back to the facilitation meeting and say, oh, you know what I really would have liked to know? Or, this was a lot less scary or whatever. So look for that to be coming out over the next couple days. I'm going to pass it to Sam with the medics. Hey guys, Sam with the medics. We have not a whole lot to report. Once again, we are the least busy working group as we hope to be. We do have some supply needs. We are still in, we always need blankets. I think that is just a standing call at this point. Blankets, sleeping bags, things of that nature. They get given away pretty much as fast as we get them in. So tents as well. So if you have any extra of those things around, if you want to donate a couple bucks so that we can try to pick some up, all of that would be appreciated. Thank you. I'm going to pass it back to Sam. All right, guys. So that's it for work group meetings. We're going to move on to the thingies that we're going to be talking about. And there's only one thing that we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to read it. And this is the Declaration of the Occupation of New York City, and it has been proposed that we adopt this declaration as our own. For the time being, until we can come up with some more Tucson specific. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure if they're demands or anything. So I'm going to read this whole thing. I'm going to read it in my worst Bill Cosby voice to try to shake things up. This is not a disrespectful thing. I'm just doing it because I think it'll be kind of funny. And frankly, GAs are really boring. Let's try to shake them up here a bit, folks. Okay, so as we gather together in solidarity to express a feeling of mass injustice, we must not lose sight of what brought us together. We write so that all people who feel wronged by the corporations, by the corporate forces of the world, I can't see this, of the world can know that we are your allies. As one people, united, we acknowledge the reality that we acknowledge the reality that the future of the human race requires the cooperation of its members, that our system must protect our rights, and upon corruption of that system, it is up to the individuals to protect their own rights and those of their neighbors, that a democratic government derives its just power from the people. But corporations do not seek consent to extract wealth from the people and the earth, and that no true democracy is attainable when the process is determined by economic power. We come to you at a time when corporations which place profit over people, self-interest over justice, and oppression over equality run our governments. We have peaceably assembled here as it is our right to let these facts be known. They have taken our houses through an illegal foreclosure process, despite not having the original mortgage. They have taken bailouts from taxpayers with impunity and continue to give executives exorbitant bonuses. They have perpetuated inequality and discrimination in the workplace based on age, the color of one's skin,
Apparently they don't like the word sex. Gender, identity, and sexual orientation. They have poisoned the food supply through negligence and undermined the farming system through monopolization. They have profited off the torture, confinement, and cruel treatment of countless animals and actively hide these practices. They have continuously sought to strip employees of the right to negotiate for better pay and safer working conditions. They have held students hostage with tens of thousands of dollars of debt on education, which itself is a human right.
The mic is on again. They have constantly outsourced labor and used thousands of used that outsourcing as a leverage to cut work. Right on my nose. To cut workers' health care and pay. They have influenced the courts to achieve the same rights as people, with none of the culpability of responsibility. They have spent millions of dollars on legal teams that look for ways to get them out of contracts in regards to health insurance. They have sold our privacy as a commodity. I agree with that one especially. They have used the military and police force to prevent freedom of the press. They have deliberately declined to recall faulty products endangering lives in pursuit of profit. They determine economic policy despite the catastrophic failures their policies have produced and continue to produce. They have donated large sums of money to politicians who are responsible for regulating them. They continue to block alternate forms of energy to keep us dependent on oil. They continue to block generic forms of medicine that could save people's lives or provide relief in order to protect investments that have already turned a substantial profit. They have purposely covered up oil spills, accidents, faulty bookkeeping, and inactive ingredients in pursuit of profit. They purposefully keep people misinformed and fearful through their control of the media. They have accepted private contracts to murder prisoners even when presented with serious doubts about their guilt. They have perpetuated colonialism at home and abroad. They have participated in the torture and murder of innocent civilians overseas. They continue to create weapons of mass destruction in order to receive government contracts. And there's an asterisk on that one. I don't see the other part of that though. Oh yeah, I do. The asterisk says these grievances are not all inclusive. To the people of the world, we, the New York City General Assembly, occupying Wall Street in Liberty Square, urge you to assert your power, exercise your right to peaceably assemble, occupy public space, create a process to address the problems we face, and generate solutions accessible to everyone. To all communities that take action and form groups in the spirit of direct democracy, we offer support, documentation, and all of the resources at our disposal. Join us and make your voices heard.
Power to the people!
Okay, we have one announcement here.
I guess as a peacekeeper, we're still kind of having some troubles with some theft around here. I know that this morning my stuff was personally taken. Okay, my sleeping bag, my clothes, they were all taken right out of my tent. Well, the tent I was just given. So, what I'm going to ask is that if you don't belong in that tent, you shouldn't be in that tent. It don't matter who you are. Where you live is where you live. And, you know, to go into someone's tent and take their personal stuff is totally an invasion of their privacy and their space. And very disrespectful, especially when the people are homeless themselves. We are all homeless here. We are all living in a park. If we can't control the thieves and we can't stop them from going into our tents, then how can we expect to have a good protest here? People are going to get upset, they're going to get rowdy, and we're going to have a riot. So I ask you, please, watch your neighbor. Watch the tent in front of you. Watch that door. If you see someone that don't belong there, say something. Don't just let them go in. Stop them. Peacekeeping ain't the only people around here that can stop someone from robbing people. The people are. And if we don't stop it, then nobody will, because the police aren't interested. Thank you very much.
So this is actually on the agenda tonight, going back to the Declaration of Occupy New York. This is on the agenda tonight. We were supposed to vote on whether we wanted, or not vote, but come to consensus on whether we wanted to adopt this list of proclamations. Okay, good word. Proclamations as our own. I propose that we can discuss it tonight. I think that it should be tabled for a few days, so that more people can read this, can really sit down and you know, absorb the words rather than just listening to me read it once. There's a copy at IT, it's available online. I am the facilitator of that, so I can't actually propose that. But
I will propose that it table for further discussion and voted on at a later time.
we have a proposal.
Counter proposal, respectfully, with the benefit that's going on right now. I understand that people want to leave, but I feel as if this is a really important moment, an important document, and we ought to take the time to pass it. My proposal
Hear, hear.
is that we pass this resolution, not a resolution, that it's declaration, that we stand in solidarity with this declaration from New York.
Quorum.
All right, folks. Does anybody want to join the stack over here to discuss either one of those two proposals or this document in and of itself? Nobody else wants to stack? If you want to stack, jump over.
We're talking about adopting that, and my honest opinion is we should add one more thing, and that's the FDR Bill of Rights. Food, jobs, home, and I think there's a fourth one, and the rest kind of will trickle down to the grievances that are on that. That's kind of what I'm interested in, really, is the FDR Bill of Rights. Thank you.
Good evening. I actually read the whole of the indicated document when it first showed up in my email. It does seem to be that I'm a divorced guy, so I've seen legal documents. There are aspects of this document which do not seem to have been written by a lawyer and are somewhat unclear. I also, having read not the whole of the U.S. Constitution, but enough little bits of it, I have information indicating that a lot of the apparent intent of that document and a lot of the apparent intent of the Occupy movement has already been written into the Constitution of the United States and is already the law of the land. No further constitutional amendments are needed, in my opinion. What would be needed, would be a great deal more efficient, would be for some of us folks to read the whole of the Constitution of the United States and the Federalist Papers and identify ways in which the laws which are already on the books are not being followed by various corporations, by the folk who we identify as the 1% or as the looters. Which of the laws which are already on the books are being broken, rather than proposing a bunch of new laws which could take years to go into effect and be rather awkward. That's all. Thank you very much.
Just to clarify slightly, I believe that this is written in such a way that it's something that we can stand behind so that the movement has a voice. Yeah, common cause, less so than actually, it's not specifically trying to change the Constitution or anything like that.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm here for the first time. Please don't photograph me. Thank you. I think because this is important, a lot of people would want to be able to discuss it and vote on it. And I think if they're not here, they would feel let down or even angry that they didn't have a chance to be part of the discussion. Also, I think
it's going for
it's
2
a
weeks,
long
bro.
document, so some points people will agree with and some they won't. So it might be a long, protracted kind of discussion. Thank you.
I don't need that.
Hi, I'm Sherry. I'm the original proposer of this agenda item, and I want to talk to two issues. One, the idea that we add some things to this proposal. I think that we can come up with our own things at a different time, immediately following this if we want. What I was looking at was going in solidarity with New York City and adopting their proposal. The second thing I want to say is I agree. I think this is very important, and if people feel that they need more time to read it and discuss it, it should be tabled. But if people feel they want to vote on it tonight, I think that should be done.
All right, anybody else want to jump on the stack? Anybody else for stack? Otherwise, I'm going to close the stack after the gentleman here. All right, stack's closed.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Carl. I've been here for about 4 days now, and I have a question. I've been researching something, and I am kind of confused about something. So if anybody knows about this, please let me know. There's a rumor going around. A certain friend of mine was told he cannot sleep in the other park because he is not part of the satellite group. No, it's not, but this is important. And well, it would be kind of, since I'm already up here.
Yeah. Stick to the protocol.
Okay, so we have two proposals on the table. The first proposal is to table this for now to allow more people time to discuss it. The second proposal is that we vote it in right now. I guess, can we do it? Okay, so can we do a quick temperature check? Those that would like to table this for now, just give me some love. All right, and those that would like to vote on it immediately, give me some love. Looks frankly like we don't have consensus either way, but give me some love. The second part, it does have all right. Okay, all right. We are going to revote, consensitize. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, those in favor of postponing accepting this document so that more people can read it and discuss it, go ahead and put your hands up. Okay, and those in favor of voting it immediately into effect now, put your hands up. Okay, that's actually both 9 for my count. So, okay. So the second proposal has been redacted. So I guess we're going on consensus on the first proposal to table this for tonight, and giving people more time to discuss it. Do we have consensus? Any blocks? We have consensus. All right, that is our one agenda item. If you want to come back up and say what you wanted to say.
Sorry, folks. I apologize. I was just thinking of something else at the time. So, anyways, back to what I was asking. I'm trying to figure out. A certain person was told that they were not allowed to be at the Pancho Villa Park, even though that they are very, very much a part of the movement and good persons, hasn't done anything wrong because they're not part of the satellite group. I've been asking around about it, and I'm not sure what the rule is on that, but I would like to figure it out because I just, I have my opinions on it. I'm not going to express how I feel, but I just, if that's the rule that you're not allowed to occupy Pancho Villa Park because you're not part of the satellite movement, I would like to know. Yes, please.
You talked to them about it?
Yes, I did. They said that if you're not part of the satellite movement, and I'm not going to mention names because I don't think it's right yet, but yes, I was told directly that because certain somebodies were not a part of the satellite group, that you were not allowed to stay in the park because, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what they would do. Right. I completely agree with that, and that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
If you and or your friend would like, I can form a conflict resolution team, and we can talk with them and figure out. Understood. To me, that's less of a GA and more of a interpersonal thing. So I grab a peacekeeper and we can figure that out. Does anybody have any questions or comments on that? mean, my understanding is that nobody can tell anybody what to do. There are no rules to an extent. So, yeah. So, I mean, let's pass it on to conflict resolution, and we'll see if we can come to an amiable solution. And otherwise, then yes, it should be brought to the GA, and we should discuss it.
Sorry.
All right. Does anybody else have? You want to say something? Oh, I thought you were. All right. Any other announcements? One more announcement. Here we go. I think it's the first GA I've ever seen where it actually grew by the end instead of shrank.
Hi, I'm Chuck Kaufman with the Alliance for Global Justice. I convene the Tucson New Priorities Network Coalition, and we decided to have our meeting here at the park tomorrow at 4 o'clock so that we could invite all the occupiers to join with us. The New Priorities Network is part of a national network, and the demands are jobs, save social services, tax the rich and corporations, and end the wars and cut the bloated Pentagon budget. So we're working on some things here in Tucson, and love to have you join us tomorrow. We'll gather around here and then figure out where to go to some shade. 4 o'clock.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Can you come back up here, please? Can we get it back up here? There's only one small flaw in the saw there. Brian Flack was bringing some speakers in, and I believe his plan is to set up one of the tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Everyone, my name is Ann, and I'm with the Nonviolence Legacy Project, and I just wanted everyone to be aware that there's going to be a little meeting tonight around 7 with somebody from the Peacekeeper group and I think the Medic group, just looking at how we can provide a nonviolence training for people involved with Occupy Tucson. Some folks have been kind of setting up the time for this little gathering tonight at 7. So I just wanted to let other people know here, in case you hadn't heard the word about that if you want to sit in on that meeting, participate in it, that'd be great.
Location is to be determined. 7. Guys, also starting at 7 tonight, there's a Occupy Tucson benefit at Shot in the Dark, which is about a block yonder. Shot in the Dark is a co-op owned location. They are very, very down with our movement. They are very, very friendly, and they have very, very good eats and coffees and drinks and teas and stuff. There's going to be live music, and the money you spend helps the movement. So please stop by, check them out. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah,
I think we might even be able to do that meeting there instead of here, which would be nice. That being said, anything else? Does anybody have anything else they want to say? Otherwise, GA is adjourned. Big hammer down.
Hey.
Now, open mic if anybody wants to come up and ramble.
All right, let's go. Get some food. Pretty good little movement. Fairly well organized.
It is very well organized.
I was wondering if they do it. I wonder what they do if you lock yourself in the house on front with you. They're looking for you. They get you wandering. I'm going this one 30 somewhere. See what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.